In ages past, when earth was new, when gods and beasts were not so few, where demons roamed and angels soared, griffins screeched and dragons roared. The humans, crawling from the mud, so fragile with their mortal blood, reached up to grasp the stars of fate and peered beyond the heaven's gate. Hate came easily to the humans, though perhaps they learned it from us. History is blurry and records are not well kept of the time when we dragons served as their guardians and protectors. Most talk is seen as heresy since the rebellion when the humans rose up, claiming the power of their gods to forge into the tools of their freedom. Tools of warfare, of murder and fear, and senseless slaughter. Perhaps it was freedom they sought. Freedom from being kept inside a gilded cage. But many were quick to proclaim them senseless savages who, once they had the power, took everything they could within their grasp. It was strange then, when a solitary human wandered beyond their great walled cities and gates, and into the deep forests beyond, clad in nothing but simple robes that covered her face and skin. She hid away from her fellows, fleeing from the expectations of her station, of a fate she didn't ask for, that was forced upon her by the gods. Of course, what she didn't know, or seemed to care about, is that we dragons weren't the only creatures beyond the walls. Beset upon by a monstrous demon wielding an ancient and powerful sword, she ran as quickly as her feet could carry her through the underbrush, but was no match for the speed of a demon thirsting for the blood of one blessed with the goddess of the moon. Pinned to the dirt as the moonlight caught her pale features, her fate seemed all but sealed, until he appeared. A bright flash of crimson flames, sparks cutting through the darkness, and the two were at once locked in battle, fighting tooth and nail for survival, evenly matched. The dragon's fiery sword severed the demon's forearm, but in return, the would-be savior took a terrible blow to the chest that sent him reeling. Grievously wounded, the demon retreated, carrying the weapon the dragon sought, and likewise left to die. The dragon cursed his fate until his eyes fell upon pale hands that danced, and coaxed a gentle beam of starlight to his wound. The bleeding was staunched, though he bore a great scar, and he looked to the one he saved, confused that a human, a creature he had every right to hate, would save his life. She looked at him, scared, but thankful that she was no longer food, and in his eyes saw great confusion and fear, but also a kindness, and none of the pretension or unowed reverence of her own kind. For once, she felt deserving of the power she had, and from that happy accident, a friendship was formed. As they adventured together, the two grew closer, the dragon shunning his clan in order to travel with her and protect her, and the human abandoning the duties expected of her in order to support him. Through their trials and tribulations, and a friendship that neither expected at first, they came to put aside their prejudice. They learned to trust one another, and in time, they fell in love. But of course, not all were happy about their choices. Angered by his son's insolence and betrayal, to side with those who had nearly brought them to extinction, the dragon's father called upon the strongest mage within their number to hunt the boy and end his heretical ways, before others could be convinced to trust the fickle apes who had wronged them in the past. The night was dark when he came upon them, and though the boy struck fast, the mage's aim was true, and a bolt of energy rippled through his core, tearing him apart from the inside. His death imminent, his love struggled with all her might to keep his body together, praying fervently to the goddess not to let the only one who saw her for who she truly was die before her eyes. She prayed, and she prayed, and she gave all of herself, all of the great blessings she was bestowed over to the goddess. And the dragon found himself shrouded in a moonbeam that reached down from the heavens to grasp him and hold him still, as he was sealed away in a protective cocoon of light. Her life drained. The one he loved reached her tired arms out towards him one last time. And there, in her embrace, he slumbered, as she turned to dust around him as the ages passed. Moved by her sacrifice, neither human nor dragon disturbed the boy's rest. But it is said the moon still bleeds red to honor the blood she shed.